Hey everyone, it's JT. Welcome back to it's a special edition. This is a special edition of JT Talks Jobs, kind of impromptu on Veterans Day. It occurred to me that we didn't have anything special planned, and yet every single day we're working with veterans who are looking for civilian jobs after the time they've spent in the military. So if you're a veteran or you know somebody who's a veteran and they're looking for work, I hope that you will share this link with them so they can come watch it live or the recording. Because today I want to spend a little bit of time giving some tips for those individuals, because you know what? They really deserve it. We should all, first of all, thank you for your service to our country. It's very important that we give thanks for that. I know a lot of times veterans feel awkward when we give them thanks. I've actually had some veterans say, don't do that. It makes me uncomfortable. But I can't not, So thank you for that. What I have to do today is, first of all, set the stage for the veteran mindset, because having been a career coach, it'll be almost 20 years now. In 2021, I started out as a career coach in September of 2001. And here we are almost 20 years later, and I've worked with a lot of veterans. And I want to begin by talking about their mindset, or what we refer to as their career story, because truthfully, folks, all job search, all successful job search and unsuccessful job search is rooted in somebody's career story. Whatever you are telling in your head, whatever the story is, the narrative that's going on in your head, it's like a major motion picture, and it has very, very big control over you in terms of how you view career and your potential to be successful in your career. So the veteran career story, the veteran mindset, right, is one of, I have dedicated my life to the military. The military has taught me a lot. It's taught me to be structured and respectful, and to hold myself accountable, and to follow the rules, and to work as a unit, and to work as a team, and to have strong values, right? There's this unbelievable training that you get as a veteran that shapes your story. So while you're in the military, you build up a story around work ethic and values and beliefs. And so people come out of the military and they're quite apprehensive, because they hear a lot about how different it is outside the military, how the private sector is going to be hard and challenging for them. So a lot of ex-military, a lot of veterans go into the job search almost like in defense mode, with a lot of preconceived notions about what's possible. And if that sounds like you, then that's your first roadblock right there. Because while you do want to anticipate that it's a different environment, the assumption shouldn't be that it's going to be crazy challenging. The truth is, job search is not something that is taught in school. It's definitely not taught in the military. And job search, as we know it, has changed dramatically in the last couple of years, especially in the last year with a pandemic. So techniques that have worked in the past no longer work now. And having a job search strategy is the single most important thing you can do coming out of the military. Because otherwise you're going to go out and do what everybody else does, and it's called spray and pray. And that's where you just randomly apply to tons of different places. And when they all reject you, you immediately get depressed. You confirm the bias you have about, I can't get hired. It's really hard in the private sector. My skills aren't transferable. Nobody wants me. That's not true. That is not true. The spray and pray method is the single worst method a veteran can use to find work. And that's because the technology, when you're applying online, that is not your friend. It's not there to make your life easier. It's there to make the recruiters' lives easier. When you apply online, when you spray and pray, 97% of the time, I'm not making this number up, 97% of the time, your application is not making it through to human eyes. You are being tossed by that applicant tracking system because you don't meet a set of criteria. And how could you meet a set of criteria? It can be difficult to translate what you did in the military to what you could do in these private sector jobs. So this technology can't translate that. It can't recognize your potential and all the other value that you bring. It just reads a resume and an application, doesn't see what it was told to look for, and it tosses you. So when you are ex-military, when you're a veteran looking for work, you need a proactive job search strategy that doesn't involve just applying online. Instead, you need to really think about what skills you most want to leverage for your next organization. So if you don't have somebody you can work with, you need to work with somebody. You need to inventory your skill set and identify your transferable skills, how you like to work, the way you feel productive. We then take that information and we say, okay, the way you feel productive needs to match the way companies need you to serve them, right? So I think it's best to think of employers like customers. So what customers would buy the services that you're providing? And know that that customer is only going to buy your services if you can solve a problem or alleviate a pain for them. You can't be a nice to have, you must be a must have for them to want to pay you. So then we start to identify job opportunities and types of work that would leverage the way that you like to work. Once we've identified that, we then start to build a bucket list of employers. So if you're coming back to your hometown, you would first figure out where you want to live, whether it's there or someplace else, and then what skills do you want to use? And then what employers would hire for that skill set? And you make a list of these employers and you get it down to about 20 employers in your area that you like what they do. So when you see that whatever the product is they provide or the service they provide, you respect it. It resonates with you from your personal history or professional past or whatever it is, you can identify with the work they do. And that is how we start to target you and your career story to employers. So you're going to tell this career story of, I was in the military. Here's what I've learned. I'm now out of the military. These are the skills I enjoyed using most in the military. Here's how I believe they create value. This is why I think you're one of the best companies to work for in the area. Can we have a conversation about what it would take for me to earn a job here someday? So notice you're not asking for a job on the spot. You're saying, I've done my homework on myself. I know what skills I can use to create value. I've done my homework in the area, and I know that your company is one of the best based on what I'm looking for. So I'd love to learn what it would take for a veteran, an ex-military professional with my skill set to eventually get hired here. There's nothing wrong with that. That's you doing research. That's you gathering information so that you can prep and take ownership, because that's what we're taught to do in the military. We're taught to do it for ourselves. So there's no harm in reaching out to somebody at that organization on LinkedIn, right? Maybe you have friends who know somebody there and saying, I promise you, I'm not asking you for a job. I'm trying to understand what it would take for me to eventually get hired there. Let me share my story. And you share that military story and the transferable skills story and the research story. And what that does is show that you've done your homework and you know your worth. And now you're just trying to make that fit. And that is super attractive to employers because they do want to hire veterans, but they're not equipped to connect the dots. They can't just give you a job because they really want to hire a veteran. There are some employers that do that, and they're amazing. They really are. But there are plenty of others out there that do want to hire a veteran, but they can't just give you a job for the sake of giving you a job. So they need you to do the dot connection. And I know every veteran on here can do that because this is just logic. This is just process. And when you follow this process, oh my gosh, you're amazing. Because they love when they interview you, how respectful you are, how polite you are, how you follow the details, how you hold yourself accountable, how you have high standards for yourself. When the right veteran gets in the right civilian job, they skyrocket. They just skyrocket. They bring so much professionalism to the workplace. But again, the one roadblock there, and it's a biggie, is you connecting the dots for the employer and then talking to people who work there so that you can get on their radar screen. Because if you ask enough people in an organization, I'm just trying to understand what you think it would take for me to earn an interview there someday as an ex-military. I'm trying to figure out how I might fit in. Any advice you could give, that would be great. They're going to love that. And one or more of those people is going to walk down the hallway to a hiring manager and say, I just talked to a guy. I just talked to a gal. She's ex-military. He's a veteran and really has his act together. She's got great skill sets. I think we should get her in touch with HR. Let's get him in with the hiring manager. See where that happens? because people want to help veterans who help themselves, and you do help yourselves. You're amazing. I get so sad when I hear a lot of times veterans are so proud. There's this proud people that they feel like they have to do it themselves. And then they finally come into the Work It Daily platform, right? Because they finally kind of hit their wits' end, and we get a hold of them and they crush it because we have a game plan. We have a class. We have step by step by step, which they thrive in because they've been brought up in it, right? And they do what we tell them to do. The coaches work with them and they nail it. But they spend months prior to that being so hard on themselves and being completely isolated and alone and feeling like a failure, especially at job search, when they don't have to. Given the right information, the right resources, and the right support, every veteran can find a job. But they need those things. You need those things. So again, if you are a veteran or you know someone who's struggling to find a job, understand that it starts up here. Remove all that negative self-talk that's telling you this isn't possible and follow the steps that I just outlined today, and you will make progress. I promise. It happens every single day. Okay? And obviously, if you need help and you don't want to go it alone, you need to come hang with us at Work It Daily. And I know that in the link in the description below, my team will add it. We have a 3-day free trial. So if you want to come work with the coaches, start to work on your job search plan, at least come in for 3 days and see what it's like. See what it's like to have a career coach and a whole team supporting you in your back pocket, in your phone, on your desktop. We'll help you with that. We absolutely will. And it's not expensive. It's super, super affordable, but at least you could try it free for 3 days. And I know we're not for everyone. That's why I got on here to do this YouTube today, because hopefully for many of you, this is just all you needed to hear. Someone just needed to lay it out for you, because again, ex-military veterans are some of the brightest people I know. They just need the structure. They're used to being given the step-by-step structure. So today I outlined it for you. You absolutely can do this, okay? You absolutely can. Awesome. So if you have any questions, you want to share them with me, feel free to post them in the comments. If you have questions about this, I would love to answer them for you. We love working with veterans at Work It Daily. Again, there's some articles on our website about it. We've done some videos here on YouTube about veteran job search as well. So you can go find those on YouTube, on our website, workitdaily.com. Lots of free resources. Obviously, there's our membership site, very inexpensive, less than $1 a day. You can come work with us there. But all I'm asking is that you get the perspective that you need, get the insight, get the coaching, get the education in whatever form works for you. And know that if you can connect those dots and tell the right career story, you're going to make it infinitely easier for these employers to hire you, because they want to hire you. They want to show you their appreciation for your service. They just can't hire you if they can't see how you're going to cover the cost of it, right? You have to save or make them enough money to cover the cost of hiring you. And as I've mentioned many times here, a lot of people don't realize this, it costs about 130 to 140% of your salary to hire you, because that extra 30 to 40% is the state taxes and the extra federal taxes we have to pay, the insurances, the overhead, the benefits. There's a lot that goes into hiring beyond your salary. So that's why the burden is on you, on all of us as job seekers. But a lot of veterans don't realize the burden's on you to explain and transfer your value, which is so much easier to do than you think. And if you need help, get it, because that's the missing link right there. Okay? Awesome. All right, team. Well, again, happy Veterans Day to all my veterans out there. We love you and we appreciate you, and we know you can do it. I hope these resources helped. And again, thank you. And if you need our help, please post comments below, post your questions. We'll be checking the YouTube comments pretty regularly, and we'll do what we can to answer your questions and assist you, okay? All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.